Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management? Keith Butler is a wealth manager at Annex Wealth Management. Joins us. Hey, Keith.
Hey, great to be here.
We are going to talk about retirement preparedness and the importance of longevity literacy. Now, I know what longevity is. I don't know that I'm supposed to be literate about it. What is longevity literacy?
Well, I think it's an understanding of how likely you are to live, simply stated. Years ago when we were kids, it seemed like somebody who lived to 90, that was this crazy old age, right? But really interesting, how many people now live to 90? Here's a couple quick statistics for you. If a man is alive at age 62, there's a 22% chance he'll hit 90. If a woman is 62, there's a 33% chance she'll hit 90. And this one blows me away. A couple, if they are both alive at 62, there's almost a 50-50 chance one of them will hit 90.
Research piece that really piqued my interest. It came from TIAA Institute and also George Washington University about longevity literacy and retirement readiness. Apparently, we're not very good at knowing this as Americans.
Right. And it is important, too. One big reason is that our parents' generation, if you will, was a pension generation where almost everybody had a pension, okay? And that switched. Now public employees have pensions, union people have pensions, but now we have Social Security, which usually is not enough to replace the income that you had while you were working. And so people are relying now on 401k plans and savings, things like that. So you kind of have to plan out how long that's going to be because it's not just a stream that's going to go as long as you are.
And I think we're a little healthier now. So you look at the Mad Men generation. You know, I was watching that show and I'm like, how did people live past 65 right. back then? So during our financial planning process at Annex Wealth Management, we develop stress-tested plans for our clients, many factors, income, spending, investments, tax planning, estate planning. Knowing how long we might live, that's a little tougher. So Keith, my grandfather went to 99, my dad to 88. So what do I have, late 70s? Do I carry that number in to talk to a wealth manager?
Well, we have a base assumption when people come in, and we build out our plans to have if it's a married couple, husband and wife, the man to 86, the woman to 91. That's just a base starting point. And a lot of folks say, geez, kind of like, your grandpa, they say, geez, we have all this longevity in our family. We can just build it out with a click. That's just a starting point. And one of the reasons is we want to split up the deaths so that one person has to file as a single taxpayer for a few years, and that stresses the plan a little bit.
The tough thing is when you live longer than your money does.
That's right. Well, yeah, and that's getting back to the point of, you got to really think ahead when things are now a lump of money, if you will, like a 401k plan becomes an IRA as opposed to a pension that is just going to stretch out regardless of how long you live.
Does it boil down to the fact that we just plain old underestimate what we'll need for the full length of our lives?
I think that's part of it. And it plays into a lot of people who want to take Social Security a little earlier than they may really be advised to, if you will. One of the things that we provide, of course, is a Social Security analysis to let people know, because you can start taking it other than in a disability situation. It's between 62 and 70. There's no point to wait beyond 70. It doesn't go up at all beyond that. So I think that underestimating how long you are likely to live will lead people to take Social Security maybe a little earlier than they should.
One of the things I saw was the generational differences in longevity literacy and retirement readiness. The boomers and the silent generation, they're better. In fact, they've got stronger longevity knowledge compared to Gen Z and Gen Y, maybe because we're closer to that time.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, right. You ponder these things a little bit more. Right. I've seen various articles about subjects like this. The headline of my favorite was, "Why the last check you write before you die should bounce." Is that a decent goal?
It's a perfect goal. And to put it a generation further, back when I was doing estate planning, and some folks would bring in their elderly parents to get their plans, and they say, we don't want to inherit. We want mom and dad to spend every dime that they have. They earned it, blah, blah, blah. And that's a noble goal. But realistically, if you're very elderly and all of a sudden you see your money going down to like nothing, that's going to add a lot of stress. Now, if we all knew everybody's dates of death, we could plan that perfectly so that, yes, the last check bounces. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way.
I'm not sure I want that. Yeah. Let's pivot slightly. Let's talk about legacy. Sure. We want everybody to enjoy a wonderful retirement, but a really nice part of retirement can be setting up and ensuring a legacy for years to come and being part of that process to design and direct that legacy. That's something we do for our clients.
It absolutely is. For lack of a better word, we do the consulting. We'll do the evaluation. We can look at what plan you have right now. A lot of folks that come in that haven't done their plan. They did it when their kids were young, and other kids are into college or out of college, and it's completely out of date. And getting that up to date is a really important part of that process.
Keith Butler is a wealth manager at Annex Wealth Management. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.